So, Ken, after losing 3 to 4 key people, it's pretty tempting that you either said, heck with this, I'm just going to do the work myself, or maybe you fell back to being the bottleneck again. What did you re-envision? What was your new vision? What did you decide to do?
Well, after going through a range of emotions from like, why am I doing this anymore to which passed, which passed very, very quickly, I decided I really needed to get clear on what I was good at and what I was doing well and what not. And so I started with hiring a fractional CEO, a local woman, Amanda Thomas. She has a company called The Fractionals, and it was really important to have somebody local that could be here in the office to really help me figure out, what I needed. And that led, to some additional changes. But the vision is that my role needs to be out of the hiring, the quarterly reviews, compensation review, a lot of the HR management. Like I need to stay in my lane, practice law, do marketing, mentorship and training and technology. And everything else I need to just let other people run with. And that's what I'm trying to do.
Got it. So, in your case, you're like, I'm the chief legal officer. I need to practice law. I need to coach and train up other attorneys in the firm. I need to support us on cases, and I need to market. But I don't need to manage an up-level team and manage personnel. Is that basically what you're saying?
Yeah, to get very clear, there's a prior podcast episode or more on the leader of the firm getting very clear. Do you want to be a CEO of the firm? Do you want to practice law? Is it 50-50? Whatever the case might be. And I got really granular in terms of the tasks that I wanted to be involved in and things that I could help really propel the firm forward and stay out of the other things that in reality were holding me back.
Got it. So the CEO was a fractional. So how many hours a month are they working for you?
She's in the office one day a week and then various other emails and meetings and things like that as necessary. And then we've had some workshops. We've had 3 workshops. So there's a variety of other things.
When you hire the CEO in particular, what did you learn? Like, what were some of the things that you're like, oh my gosh, I wish I'd known that before? Or what were some of the insights or learning opportunities the CEO pointed out to you?
Well, Daniel had really given me a lot of insight into things on where I should go with it. So when I finally decided to hire her, I had a pretty good idea in terms of what I wanted my role to be, but she helped me clarify that and also to continue to communicate that to the team to make sure that they understood what they were getting into. And some of the more recent strategic hires that we've been so lucky to get, that was part of the discussion during the hiring process, which I don't think it was, prior.
Could you give me a specific example, something like that that would be a normal kit thing that now becomes a CEO thing?
Hiring,
Hiring.
hiring. So she was instrumental in hiring the next, probably the most important person, which is a full-time in-house professional director of operations. Uh, the most recent person that we lost was a really great person who helped our firm level up in so many ways over so many years. Christine, our office manager, was with me 24 years, and she progressed from being a receptionist, having no legal experience at all, to being our office manager, but she still didn't have the professional operational experience with the correct disc report and all disc profile and all that to be able to do what I needed to do. And so just a week and a half ago, we hired a full-time director of operations that Amanda, our CEO, helped us with build migrate team, doing all the initial hiring and screening. Rose and Laura do a phenomenal job for all of our hiring. So they found the director of operations, Beatrice, who we hired, and Amanda did like 80% of the interviewing and hiring and effort that led to this hire. So that is a really, high impact thing that the CEO helped me do.
How did you help protect the team, or how did your CEO protect the team and, clients during this transition of bringing on director of operations?
Well, when the office manager left, she gave us 2 weeks notice, and we were able to, she was very helpful and professional in helping, document what we needed to be able to proceed. And we had some others. Luckily, we have a phenomenal staff of 3 paralegals and a intake person, receptionist, that absorbed various of the duties. The CEO took some things, I took some things to ease the transition, and everybody was very helpful. But it started with, open communication of what the needs were. No client matters were disrupted in any way. There was some slight delay in billing, I think 1 month, while the new billing person got up to speed and figured some things out. But the second billing cycle, it was done in one day, so it's been relatively seamless. And the CEO has been great in making the hire of the director of operations seamless. It's only been like 10 days, and she's checking stuff off the list already. And, so it's really, really, really great.
If you were to give a lawyer who's listening to this episode advice on what to look for on a fractional share CEO or CTO or CFO or even an operation director of operations, what would you say? What would be some of the key elements that you'd look?
Well, experience is certainly important, but I would say true fit with your firm and what the tasks are that you expect. If it's somebody that's going to be driving productivity, it needs to be someone with the right disc profile, communication approaches, the right methodology and tools and comfort level to have those difficult conversations. Um, and once you have the right people on the team that know what the expectations and the key performance criteria are, it really isn't that difficult. If you talk to a true operational person, they'll say, well, we have the metrics, we have the reports, and they show what they show. So it's an easy conversation. So, it's easier, I guess, for some than others, but you need to have the right person depending on what you want to do for your firm, whether it's practicing law or managing or marketing or whatever the case might be.